Hello. I know you are very tired. We'll try to do it as fast as we can. First of all, we would like to thank you, to thank ASO Restauro, Ice Italy, and Ice La Habana to invite us and to give for giving the opportunity to share our experiences with you. I am Ariana Martinez. I'm an architect. I'm a member of the Cuban delegation. And the first part of our presentation was made by an engineer, Mario Garballo Otaño, who is a PhD in management, cultural heritage, and professor of Technological University of Havana, but unfortunately couldn't attend our fiera. So I will do it as best as I can. The presentation goes to medium and small companies for construction in Havana, a challenge in Cuba for production and services. We provide entrepreneurs and social cooperatives in the recovery and constructive restoration of capital with the participation of Technological University of Havana. Since 2013 and later in 2021, the Cuban economy opened up to non-state forms of management, offering a new field of development for entrepreneurs and cooperatives and small and medium private companies. The production of building materials and construction services were fastest growing and most successful business sector. More than 60 projects and consultancies were completed in this context. In this new scenario, universities linked to the construction sector initiated collaboration programs with these companies, local governments, and their construction faculties. The two domains with the highest incidence have been the production of constructive intervention projects in architecture, urbanism, and engineering, advice and accompaniment the industrial processes of material production and construction elements. Municipality of Havana, who has a very important role in this theme, has promoted the supported business projects for production of material and construction services, especially those related to the recovery of residential housing, which is a problem that we have in Havana, a very difficult problem, and social works and the conservation of cultural heritage. Actions undertaken: debris management, as we see, for recycling, production of ARESCO, debris aggregates, and the BESH processing plants, and others, flooring, basic production for residential buildings, flooring, prefabricated elements, piping and tiling, as you see. Other actions that were taken are being taken. Studies and preliminary local German projects, studies and projects of industrial and interior designs, development of training and postgraduate systems for technicians and specialists in construction investments, production of materials, and restoration of cultural heritage buildings. E.g., for example, UTH CUJAE, which is the Technological University of Havana, and Urbitas Multinational Group. Proposal for buildings and cultural heritage will be consultant studies and proposals of intervention in historical and cultural buildings, urban centers and historical sites, design and production. And who participates in these projects? The construction and material manufacturing is the name. Alex Kong in Guanabacoa. These are small and medium companies, and other ones And important too, the municipality of Guanabacoa, the municipality of Maranhão, provincial government of Havana, and the Technological University of Havana, CUJAE. What are the targets, our targets in this Verrara Fair? Contacting producers and dealers on basic production for the construction materials and products. That is an issue that we are very interested in. Meeting manufacturers of industrial and tooling equipment and instruments of construction machinery, another important item. Contacting technical and academic services providers specializing in architectural and urban heritage restoration, and offering our services and academic collaboration in construction and restoration of built heritage. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. No. Well, I am here representing the new generation. To put you in context, what Ariana just said, to resume that, is that Cuba, which is a very young country compared to all of you maybe, it's a 3-century years old country. It's been directed by a socialist system which has centralized all the economy. And it's very recent since new ways of legal infrastructure for private sector has started. And I am representing like a new generation of architects that's starting like private studios in a very small scale, and the legal framework is still not that wide, but still very bureaucratic to allow new relations. So it's this like a seed of something that is coming on. I have a next one. I have a studio in Havana, and we make both art and architecture here. And mostly I've been building from scratch, like for example these houses that it's inspired in a tobacco warehouse in Havana for private sector, or this house that it's like a grotto that separates private part of the house and public part of the house in two parts that never touch each other. So this is my studio is not an enterprise or a company, but we create concepts, spatial concepts, and a critical vision for architecture that then, as an orchestra director, hires the services of different companies to build it and to make it happen. So this is like an image of many works I've been doing, and in the white one, you can recognize the difference, because this is the project I've been doing for a 19th century house in Havana. So it's a restoration project that I'm going to explain you today. And this is the facade of the house. This is what you see from the street. This is the plan of the house, so you can have a rough idea of what are we talking about. In Cuba, this is considered very old, so this is like the first level of protection in the Heritage Commission in Cuba. This is an image of how the house was. So it was a very wealthy family, a very old family from Havana. This is one of the first houses in this neighborhood. And now it's under construction. But 4 years ago, when I started the project, it was a ruin. And it was bought by a person, by an artist, to make an art center. This is how the house used to look some years ago. Also, very deteriorated, but still inhabited. And this is how we found it, the house. We had to remove all the ceilings and let the house barely in the structure and try to keep it as it is. Also with a very little budget, as a private sector commonly holds. So we have to do everything new. The roof is new. Many walls of the house had to be made new, but we tried to maintain everything that was possible from the original house in order to keep the soul of what was before, of what we found. So this is a picture of how we found the house, and this is a picture of its current state, where you can see that the roof has been renewed, all the carpentry has been renewed, but still the house is almost untouched. And we try to keep like everything that was still there, and then develop a language of design in which the stucco, it's showing you everything that's new and everything that had to be fixed in a way of a legend, like you can recognize what we did, what we found, and then the original parts of the house. But as important as the house is that we wanted to, the commission was to turn it in the Contemporary Art Center. So we needed not only the exhibition space, but some infrastructure, and in this case, for building art residencies. And the courtyard of the house, which is kind of big, but also it's what gives the house its magnificence, is a space we had to build. It's a space that we could count with. So the challenge in this case, and what I think this is all about, is how you intervene all architecture with new construction. We had to build like new square meters, but we didn't want it to challenge or compete with the old building, which is great. So this is how the new project looks like. You can see in the plan that we built these new residencies, but as they are the new perimeter of the houses. Once you go out to the courtyard, you won't notice there is anything there, and the house will be untouched. But the inside, it's obviously contemporary design and contemporary architecture. To me, this is like my vision of how new architecture can live with the old architecture, being respectful and being following our instinct. We don't have like a huge tradition of restoration, so and the value of this is not the value of the Petra grotto, but I think it's more about the intention and the vision you had. Thank you very much.
You're finished, not yet.
You may say that it doesn't have to do anything to restoration, but I would like to show you my project, my personal project. I worked over 10 years in restoration. Restoration changed my life. I work in Old Havana, but when the COVID-19 arrived, I had to change redirect my profession. And we create a local development project called Rutamia Studio, and we create and design and produce wooden didactic toys of wood. The interesting here is that we are trying to use a wood that is a local plant in Cuba, that is an invasive plant that is damage the fields, avoid the animals to pass in here. That is very interested. I invite you to touch it. And very, very interested in wood, and we are surprised, but because when we work with it, it's very strange, but it's very soft too. And now the important thing is back in Cuba we have many troubles, many problems. I have to say, not only with our architecture, but also with important things like toys. And we are trying to, our goal is that these toys reach the more children that we can. We have a little child, you see that in the video, and it's important for us to help children, and we are collaborated with children with disabilities, with autism, and other discapacities, for say that somehow. And we are learning from them, and they are learning skills and developing creativity by playing with our toys. So that's for finish. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.